Hi, this is Artie Skinner, and welcome to Day 3 of 30 Days to Debt-Free Living and Prosperity Coaching Program. In your homework session yesterday, you contacted your credit card companies to see if they would reduce your interest payments. We also discussed focusing on wiping out your first debt as fast as possible, and we set a date as a goal to pay it off completely, vowing to never use that credit card again. I would also love to hear from you, so feel free to email your goal date to pay off your first debt to support@lavishcheapskate.com. This will help you keep on track and have our team root you on to debt-free success. Now today we're going to talk about freed up money, what freed up money is, and the first step in finding it so we can continue to build momentum to wiping out debt and start living a prosperous lifestyle. We're also going to focus on finding more freed up money throughout this coaching program. Now, the first step to finding freed up money from the money you already have and make, you've already accomplished. And that was to list your debts. And we did that on day 1. Now, in my book, The Lavish Cheapskate, I call this process the slap. Now, isn't this the cutest picture of a slap you've ever seen? But we're not talking about this kind of slap. We're talking about acronym. And the acronym is Step In, Look, and Prosper. Now that you've listed all of your debts, it might have felt kind of like a slap, a big wake-up call. But I assure you, as you step in and look at where you are today, this is the path to prosperity. This is what took me from living in debt all of my adult life and over $77,000 in credit card debt alone to becoming debt-free and building a life of prosperity and liberation. When we step in and look, that's when our paths have the ability to change significantly. So congratulations, you've already accomplished this step. Now the next step is to know your bare minimum. And this is your bare minimum of monthly expenses. Here's what you'll want to list. List your monthly fixed expenses such as your mortgage or rent, insurance, and yes, your loans once again, and any fixed payments and expenses you have. You'll also want to list other expenses such as utilities, gas, groceries, credit cards, etc. that fluctuate each month. Add all of these up and know that number down to the penny. This is your bare minimum. There's a PDF that you can download just below this video that gives you a sample sheet, or you can use a notebook if you need more room. Now in 2009 I was laid off, and my bare minimum at that time was reduced to $1,311.27. I knew this number down to the penny, so I knew precisely how much I needed. Now even if you don't fear losing your job, this number is crucial. Now here's why this is so crucial for becoming debt-free and building a prosperous lifestyle. Once you know your bare minimum, you can find freed up money. Here's how. Let's say your total bare minimum is $2,000 a month, and your net take-home income after taxes is $2,500 a month. That gives you $500 of freed up money every month. Now, what most people do and what the poor rich people do is they unconsciously spend this money. But as lavish cheapskates, we know this is the path to the imprisonment of debt for life, and there's no liberation of choice when you're trapped in debt. We're going to do something very different with freed up money, and we're going to consciously use it to become debt-free. So how powerful is freed up money? Let's take a look. Now, since most of us are dealing with credit card debt, we're going to use that as our first example. But we'll take a look into other debts in a moment. So if you don't have credit card debt, but have other loans or mortgages, you can use freed up money in the same way. So let's start with the round number of $10,000 on a credit card. The minimum payment is $300 a month on this credit card. By paying the minimum payment only, it will take you 245 months to pay it off at 17% interest. That's 20 years and 5 months. Now let's take that $500 of freed up money and apply it toward that debt each month. That would be $500 plus the $300 minimum payment, which would be $800 a month. Since this debt will be listed on your bare minimum, the $500 of freed up money can be applied to this debt. What happens when you apply that freed up money towards this debt? You cut your payments by 231 months over 19 years and save $8,540.92 in interest alone. And the debt will be completely wiped out in 14 months. Now your freed up money has grown to $800 a month. So what's next? Let's say your mortgage is $200,000 and you applied that $800 to principal payments as well as making your mortgage payment toward a 30-year mortgage. Based on a 5% annual interest rate, the total savings would be $121,387. In many places in the U.S., that's enough to buy another home. And your payments are shortened by 18 years and 2 months. Based on 7% annual interest rate, your total savings would be $188,483. And based on 10% annual interest rate, the total savings is over $306,000. And that's $106,000 more than the cost of your home. So as you can see, when you look at compounding interest working against you, it is astounding. So be sure to do your bare minimum list today so we can find the starting point of your freed up money. And for the next few days, we're going to discuss easy ways to expand your freed up money with what you already have. So look for our next coaching session tomorrow morning. It will be sent to you by 5 a.m. This is Artie Skinner, and I look forward to seeing you shift to a debt-free and prosperous lifestyle. I'll see you tomorrow.